If the U-Haul is out front of the quilted forest, that only means one thing. It's time for Quilt Camp. We have been planning and plotting for months, and today's the day we put all of the things that we've been thinking about into the U-Haul and take them over to Okoboji Lutheran Bible Camp to set up for our quilt camp. After everything's been loaded in the truck, we will head west. It takes us about an hour and 45 minutes, and then we arrive at our home for the next 10 days, Okoboji Lutheran Bible Camp. We set up our camp store just off of the dining hall. It takes a whole day to unpack and arrange everything so it's inviting and cute. While we're here, we are open to the public, and the locals love it. We arrived the day before all the campers arrive so that we can get set up, organized, and hopefully have everything in place so that by the time they're here, everything looks great. This year, our theme was God Bless America's Quilters. We had all of our red, white, and blue quilts near the shop entrance to greet shoppers and campers. We tried to bring a little bit of everything: bolted fabric, pre-cuts, kits, panels, notions, patterns, books, fun stuff, and plenty of inspiration. We even have a little drawer full of all the little threads and blades and all that kind of stuff that you need when you're away from home. Having a full-service shop right on site for our campers is what makes this retreat extra special. The schedule at camp is wake up, sew, eat some breakfast, sew, have some lunch, more sewing, supper, and then even more sewing until it's time to sleep. Naps and getting to know fellow quilters are also encouraged. This is all about having fun and getting things done. We decorated the dining hall to create a festive atmosphere. Meals were served at 8:30 a.m. for breakfast, 1 o'clock p.m. for lunch, and 5:30 p.m. for supper. There's always plenty of choices, and menus are posted so they know what to expect for the meals. There is always an abundance of great conversations, great food, and friendly faces. Deanne, Sandy, and I were there to greet the first group, which came for the first weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then there was a group that came the second weekend, which was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then there was a group that stayed for the entire 10 days. Even my daughter, Jana, got to come over and see camp. She worked there for a couple summers. During the day, Deanne would fill her cart with items that she would take to the 4 sewing rooms. She would demonstrate new products and show new items that were available at the shop. There are 4 different rooms that we use for the sewing room. The first is the dining hall, which is closest to the camp store. Across the hall from that is a room called Grace Place, also known as the fireside room. A short walk down the hall and up a ramp is a place called Folker's Fellowship Room, or Upper Alta. The last place to sew is Lower Christopher House. We are everywhere. There's even a spot tucked away to get some pampering from Mindy from Create Salon. She's our own personal beauty fairy. Hi everybody, we are here at camp, and I thought I'd give you a quick tour of the camp store for our retreat. So our theme this year is God Bless America's Quilters. So we thought we'd start with some red, white, and blue. You might recognize this quilt as the one we did for our block month last year. We brought a bench to put some of the fabrics on, and our pillows that we had a video for, we brought those with. And then we have some other red, white, and blue kinds of projects. And then on this wall, we have some wovens and backgrounds, gray and black, and a selection of batiks. Got some new samples on the wall, and a couple we brought from home. When we're at camp, we always bring a drawer full of notions and needles and thread and that kind of thing. And then back in this corner, we put our kids area, kind of, and 30s. So we've got a kids quilt there, some batting and stuff, a little bit of sale fabric so they can find a bargain. And the 30s are back here. Got a selection of those. Brought all the little mini charms. A few Christmas projects that we just finished for the store. Thought we'd bring those along. And then some kid fabrics. And our new little apron sample on our kid. And then on this wall, we've got some runners kind of hanging off the curtain rods there. A little bit of guy section. Some pretty quilts on the table. Little St. Patrick's Day section. Some books, patterns, notions. Kind of have things everywhere when we're at camp. I don't know if you can tell, but it's snowing out there. So we've got a nice view. It's really pretty here. So we're making the most of it. A lot of them came in early so they wouldn't have to deal with the snow. So we were able to get them here so they get stuck here, maybe. And then we have our color wall. So the Roy G. Biv color wall there on that lower shelf. And then the upper shelf has some collections, just some of the newer things in the store and little collections for projects that we made. And we brought the bunnies with because everybody's been loving up on the bunnies, so we thought we'd bring them with and have some fun. Little Easter section here. And back here, a couple more new samples. The Texas two-step in the blue, and then the car quilt. We made all our cars like different holidays and stuff. So we got the Batmobile and the Clausmobile. A lot of fun with that. And we've got a few things. Kind of, table's getting a little cleared out because we've been selling some stuff. And starting to need to refill a lot of things and running out of things. But that's okay. That's why we're at camp. And then on this side we had some beautiful florals, so we can get in touch with our springy side. And we brought all the 3-yard quilt books with because we got something fun we do with that. And then we have our little display here that we have patterns and notions and all the pre-cuts and that kind of thing. And then rulers are on this end. And we have rulers all the way up and down here. And then on this other side, we put panels and more notions. So we try to bring a big selection, a little bit of everything. And then on this side of the center aisle there, we've got zippers and 505 spray and best press and some more patterns and some more little things. Kind of try to decorate it pretty cute. And then we brought our cotton candies, our little mini rolls that we make. And then here on the end, we have some of our canvas kinds of things to make bags, because we brought a few different bags made with that kind of stuff. And then this sewing room or shop space is kind of off the lunchroom here. And so then we have our checkout stand. And this is the cart that Deanne takes around to do her demos. She goes to all the rooms and does demos for them so they can see the new stuff. There's a new sample we had. And then these, in these red, white, and blue, because that's our theme, is God Bless America's Quilters. So we have, these are called mystery bundles. So they don't get to see what they're buying. They pay $25 and they get 3 1-yard cuts of fabric that coordinate. And so they can use those 3-yard books or make whatever they want. And then we have our cutting table out here. And then usually out in the lunch area, we have kind of like our clearance areas. We have a few things back there that we offer some really good deals on, but there they are back in that corner. They're all sewing it up. So hope you enjoyed the tour. Here is the group anxiously awaiting the super specials. Most days we have super specials, which are just clearance sales that we save up just for our campers to get first shot at them. We had so many amazing quilters at our retreat. There were at least 5 mother-daughter duos, many pairs of friends, some bigger groups that all sewed together, and even some brave ladies who attended alone and made friends once they arrived. Aren't quilters the best? Some quilters were working on smaller projects, some were working on bigger projects and making a big mess. Some had stitchery to do, there was some tatting going on, a little bit of seam ripping, and most of all, a lot of fun was had. Lots of laughter, lots of giggles, lots of conversations, and even a few healing tears. The variety of projects that people work on always amazes me. I see so many different kinds of projects being worked on. One thing that we did at this camp is we had 3 new patterns that will be coming out later this year to test. We did one for Terry Atkinson, and then we did 2 for me, Peace Tree patterns. And a lot of people participated in that, and it was fun to see them working on it and trying something new. We had quilters join us from all parts of Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota, Nebraska, Illinois, Missouri, and we even had one person from Canada. It was so much fun, and it went by so fast. Before we knew it, it was time to go home because our 10 days were up. It's time to pack it all up and take it back home. And we're definitely taking a lot less home with us than we came with, so that's always a good sign. This was definitely our best camp ever. We loved every minute of it, and we can't wait to do it again in the fall. But all good things must come to an end, and so does Quilt Camp. Watch all the way through to the end of this video to see all of the show and tell quilts shared by the campers, most of which were worked on and completed at camp. There was so much talent in this group. Please enjoy the show and tell.